Today's class is called Boom Boom Balance. And so over the past 5 weeks, I mean, you are already familiar, at least in the past 6 weeks, all of the things that I've been learning, between handstands and breath work and being able to balance the two. So I was like, how can I integrate, this with, this class, because you guys are my more advanced class. And I was like, oh, we can just do handstands and breathing. So why not? But we're going to start on the back. So go ahead and lie down, and your legs will actually be straight. You can bend the knees if needed, but I'm going to challenge you to lie on the back. And I feel, not even I feel, but like the body is a series of balances. So anywhere from your inhales and your exhales to even the way we move throughout a yoga practice. We have our ups, we have our downs, we use our inhales to bring us up, we use our exhales to bring us down, and it's a wave, and it's also a balance between the two. So as you're laying here, our body is also a series of waves and balances. When we were kind of developing and evolving, we were one little tiny curve of a spine, and then our bodies became a series of waves so that we could stand upright. So as we're laying here, I just want you to pay attention to these waves as you breathe. So starting at your heels are a kyphotic curve, and then it comes up into your Achilles. Your Achilles doesn't really touch the floor, so that's a lordotic curve. Coming into your calves, which are kyphotic. The backs of your knees are lordotic. Your hamstrings, hips are this giant kyphotic curve. And then it goes into your spine. So your spine, that low back, it kind of lifts away from the floor a little bit, and that's a lordotic. To your chest, kyphotic. To your neck, which is not touching the floor, hopefully, is lordotic. And then your head is a kyphotic curve. So it's all of these little tiny waves starting from our heels up top that help us stand upright, because it helps us receive energy from the floor. And as you breathe, just notice if any of these curves change. It'll be mostly noticeable in your spine because your diaphragm is housed in your thoracic cavity. So as we move through class today, we're going to harness this breath, the inhales and the exhales, and maybe using it to find balance to help us stabilize, or notice as we breathe how that challenges the balance. One at a time, bend your knees so that your feet are under them. Good, and they're hip distance apart. Bring the hands to the thighs, maybe creating a little bit of space by sliding them upwards. And start to turn your attention to your glutes. So feeling them start to fire, grounding through the feet, and then go ahead and lift your hips 2 to 3 inches off the floor. And using those hands as a response to press downwards. So this is the balance. We're pressing down and our glutes are kind of lifting up into them. And then from here, you're going to do probably about 3 spinal roll downs. So keeping the hands on the thighs. Hi, Lisa. You're going to lower your upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor, noticing if there's any areas that are stuck. Use the glute bridge to help lift your hips, and then lower the upper, middle, and lower. And just breathe through this one more time. I know for me, I get stuck in my thoracic cavity, so I like to spend a lot of time there. And then go ahead and lift the hips back up into glute bridge and hold here. Now, because we are going to be doing balancing today, we're going to be doing some single leg glute bridge work. So go ahead and walk your left foot closer to the center of your mat and just lift your right heel. So you're pressing down through all 5 of your right toes, lifting the right heel, and you can bring your hands to your hips if that helps you kind of feel more stable in the sacrum. And then if you want to, you can bring the right knee over the right hip. Now, if that kind of makes you fall to the left, you can always just play around with lifting that right heel. Good. And then you can start to pulse here. Sorry, I should have said that like 5 seconds ago. So you don't have to hold this as long. And as you pulse, which is optional, you can reach the hands up towards the ceiling and pull back on your left wrist. And just feel the balance here between up and down. Feeling that left glute fire. And then go ahead and place the right foot on the floor. Try to bring it close to the center of your mat and then lift the left heel. Good. Pausing here. Good. And then you can bring the left knee over the left hip and start to pulse, and now stretch out your right wrist. Yeah. So come down and then walk your foot a little bit further away. Yeah. Yep. Now lift up. Yeah, there you go. Feel that right glute fire. And then that's going to incorporate your hamstring a little bit more. Good. And then last one, pause. Bring the left foot to the floor. Bring your hands to your thighs. Resuming that glute bridge that we started with what feels like so long ago. And then from here, slowly tiptoe the upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor. Good. Now, let's landmark that sacrum. So find where it is, right above that tailbone. Make sure it's on the floor. And then bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers. Elbows point upwards towards the ceiling. So this is where the breath comes into play. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, lift off of your head and shoulders. Good. Drawing down through that low belly, leaning your head back into your hands. And then on your inhale, lower the head and shoulders. Good. Exhale, come up. This time from here, see if you can bring the left knee over the left hip. Good. And then maybe add a small twist towards the left, towards it. Good. And then on your inhale, come back to center, lower the left foot. Lower all the way to the floor. So with control, exhale, come up. Drawing down. Good. Go ahead and float the right knee over the right hip, feeling that right psoas engage. Good. Small twist towards the right this time. Good. Trying to stay off that right shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center and slowly float that right foot to the floor. Adding on 2 more times each side. Exhale, come up. Go ahead and bring the left knee over the left hip. Small twist towards the left. And then maybe bring your right hand to your left thigh and press the 2 in towards each other. So feeling that balance between opposite sides. Good. And then inhale, come back to center, float that foot down. Good. Other side. Exhale, come up, drawing down through the low belly, keeping that sacrum on the floor, small twist towards the right. Bring the left hand towards the right thigh and press the 2 lightly in towards each other. So kind of brain mapping this because we're going to be doing it later on. Inhale, come back to the center, lower the foot, lower down. 1 more time each side, you got this. Exhale, come up, twist towards the left, bringing that left knee over the left hip. Good, you can press the hand into the thigh, and then maybe you lift that right heel off the floor. Yeah, and then maybe, or the whole foot. Okay, if we're going, you guys can go ahead and go for the whole foot. Come back to center, lower the foot, bring the hand behind the head, lower down. And then exhale, come up. Good. Go ahead and bring the right knee over the right hip, twist towards the right. You can bring the left hand to the right thigh, lightly press the 2 in towards each other, and maybe you lift the left heel or the whole foot. And then come back to center and lower all the way down. Good job. So that's, yeah. lots of core work. So noticing how, like, you know, yeah, I know. Go ahead and bring your feet wide on your mat. Hands can come out to a T, palms face up. And with control, so we have some of that abdominal tension, go ahead and just maybe turn your glutes to about 50% as you let your legs windshield wipe left and right. So we're not trying to clunk in our hip joints back and forth, but just kind of feeling this movement between left and right. And go ahead and straighten your legs, and you're gonna roll onto your stomach. So however you want to make that transition and come onto your mat. So as we, when we were born to where we are right now, we had to learn how to stand upright, right? So as babies, you know how they have like tummy time, where you're like, and they learn how to come into what you are doing right now, which is spinal extension. And so the first stage of when the babies are developing their curves are, they have to lift this head upright. So go ahead and try to lift that upright, but still feeling a little bit of engagement left over in that core and the glutes, and the elbows are under the shoulders. And then from here, they develop, this core strength. So then the knees come underneath the hips. So bringing the knees under the hips. And then they come up onto the hands into quadruped. So come up into quadruped. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And then from here, we're not gonna come up to stand quite yet because we have some more fun stuff to do. This is where that balancing and bracing comes in. So feel that core engage and the navel draw up towards your spine. The head lifts to the, make sure it's in line with the shoulders. Good, and then from here, you're just gonna float the left hand off the floor and feel how that impacts the core. And then place the left hand on the floor, lift the right hand, and place the right hand on the floor. And then you're gonna lift your right knee off the floor. Yeah, and then place the right knee down, and then lift the left knee. We're just gonna do that in a circle one more time. Left knee comes down, so left hand lifts, place it down, right hand lifts, right knee lifts as the right hand comes down, moving in a circle, and then we're gonna go counterclockwise. So now, at placing that left knee down, lift the right hand, and then place it to the floor, lift the left hand, and then the left knee, and then the right knee. Just make your way in a circle, just noticing what is your body telling you. When you lift a knee, do you fall one way? Do you sink into a shoulder when you lift the other? And then once you've completed that, lower onto your forearms, interlacing the fingers, or forearms are parallel, it's up to you. So from here, we're coming into dolphin. So go ahead, from here, take a breath in, and on your exhale, draw up in the low belly, puff in your shoulders, and then lift the hips and knees off the floor. Yeah, and then walk your toes in and bend your knees as much as you want to. Yeah, pull these ribs in, Lisa. Yeah, there they are. And then bend your knees. Yeah, bend them, yes, and keep those, yeah, there you go. And then from here, you can stay in this dolphin and feel this strength and support, or playing around with the idea of a one-armed dolphin. So take your feet, yeah, I know, right? Take your feet wide on your mat, and then maybe lean a little bit of weight into your left shoulder and bring your right fingertips to the mat. Yeah, good, and feel how this changes. Does it make you want to breathe harder? Does it make you want to swear? Whatever it is, just notice it, and then go ahead and bring the right elbow down, shift your weight into your right shoulder and come up onto your left fingertips. Still drawing up in that low belly. Breathing, feeling the brace, and then lower your elbow, lower your knees. I know, right?
One shoulder is definitely stronger than the other.
Yes, 100%. And then from here, we're coming up onto our knees and doing our final stage of transition, coming up to stand and shake out. So what's amazing to me is like babies have these like heads and they never know how to stabilize them. And I can't imagine like, if I was having to retrain that now, like I would topple over, right? I'd be like, whoa. All right, go ahead and come to the front of your mat. So playing around with this balance and this cross body, this class is called Boom Boom Balance. Yeah, so, and yeah, lots of paying attention to the breath and stability. Feet are hip distance apart. Take a moment to pause here. And then on your inhale, reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, sit back in the hips, bending the knees, bring the hands to the floor. From here, go ahead and step your right foot back, lower the right knee, untuck your toes. And on your inhale, arms reach up. Good, feeling openness in the side bodies. And then you're going to bring your left hand behind you on top of that sacrum, feeling that right glute fire, and the right arm is trying to reach up a little bit more. Good. Last breath in. And on your exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back into plank. Good, feeling the head lifting up. Good, lower your knees, and then lower slowly to the floor as if you're moving through molasses. Yes. Inhale, baby cobra, lift the heart. So this is the upward motion, feeling that extension in your spine. And then on your exhale, lower a little bit and push up and back into downward facing dog. Good. From here, slide the right foot or step the right foot forward. Lower your left knee underneath the left hip, untuck your toes. And on your inhale, arms reach you up in this 90-90 position. From here, the right arm comes behind the back on top of that left glute, feeling it fire, and trying to extend the left arm up even more as you draw in that low belly. So feel this kind of harness of your breath. And then on your exhale, fingertips come to the floor, step forward, and come up to stand. All right, other side, doing a little adding on. Arms reach up on your inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, hands come to the floor. Step your left foot back, lower your left knee, but you can keep the toes curled under this time. Inhale, arms reach up. So from here, keeping the bottom half of our body balanced and stable, you're going to start to swing the arms. So feeling that your ribs help turn you a little bit left and right as you move, and that left glute keeps your torso in place along with your core. Good. Last one. Arms come forward. On your exhale, they come to the floor. Step back into high plank. Keeping that core engaged, the glutes engaged, and then go ahead, lower your knees, lower slowly to the floor. Now find your inhale, find that extension, opening the heart, feeling the shoulder blades pull together. And then lower a little bit and push up and back into down dog. Step your left foot forward, lower your right knee, but keep the toes curled under. And on your inhale, arms reach up. Good, and then you can start those arm swings. Good. Yeah, feeling that right glute engage. Yeah, that looks great, Amy. That looks great, Allie. And then on your inhale, both hands come forward into the floor. Step your right foot forward and come up to stand. Shake out. All right, we feeling warm now? Okay. So when we were in quadruped and we did the, the single leg lifts, we're going to be doing that in plank, but know that you can also do it in quadruped. So plank, you have a longer lever and there's just a lot. So if you're like, I want to do this in quadruped too, you can just do it that way. And that's all I have to explain for this one. So feet are hip distance apart, and know that you can also use blocks for your hands for this first part. So on your inhale, arms reach forward and up. And on your exhale, sit back in the hips, bend your knees so much that your hands make contact with the floor. It can also be fingertips, but I prefer flat palms. And we're gonna do opposite hand and foot lifts. So lift the left hand and the right foot, and then place it down and lift the right hand and the left foot. And notice that change, that cross reaction across your body, whether it's in your hip flexor, your low core, your shoulders, whatever it is, notice it. And then we're going to end up with our left hand and right foot lifted, and step the right foot back. And as you step that right foot back, the right hand slides underneath the right shoulder. On your inhale, peel the left arm open to the left. Right glute is firing to help stabilize that pelvis. Good. And then on your exhale, turn your chest back to the floor and reach the left hand forward. You're going to step your right foot in and out. You can use your exhales to draw the foot in. Yes. And this is why I said, like, if you needed a block, because sometimes arms feel really short in this, in this motion. Last one, go ahead and step the right foot back. Lower your right knee to the floor. You're going to kick that ankle out and then slide the left foot into stargazer or, modified warrior 2. So the left knee is bent, that right hand is down, and just reach your left arm up, and then you can reach it over that left ear to stretch out that left side body. Feeling that right glute help stabilize you here. And then the left hand floats down, step back into high plank or quadruped. So that head is lifted. Yeah, bring these up. Yep. These come. Good. So from here, you're going to lift that left hand off the floor just a little bit. I know, and then the right hand, and then the right toes, and then the left toe. So we're making our way in a clockwise position. Left hand, right foot, left foot, and playing around with this idea of balance. It's like boom, boom. You can add those little sound effects if you need to. And then go ahead and hold your plank, lower your knees, and slowly lower to the floor. Good. From here, goal post your arms because we're going to do a locust pose. So arms are goal posted. Before we lift, so we've been doing a lot. We were just, doing plank and resisting gravity. Now we're going to be using our back body to help lift us. So the core is working here. Feel the belly button pull away from the floor. The glutes are firing. And now use that to help you inhale, lift your goal posted arms and maybe your legs. You don't have to. You can just lift the upper body. Yes, good. Feeling that tailbone root towards your heels. And then on your exhale, lower down and push up and back into downward facing dog. Good. So down dog is also a balance between your hands and your feet. So bend your knees just a little bit. I'm gonna get them. There you go. bend those knees. Bend them. Yeah, but don't come out of the hands. Yeah. Good. So feel this weight in your hands and slowly tiptoe your feet towards your hands, almost as if you were trying to reach a handstand. So keeping those hips high, staying high on your tippy toes all the way till you make it to your hands. And then on your inhale, engage those glutes to sweep the hands up. Good. Exhale, sit back in the hips, hands come to the floor. And then starting that process all over again, opposite hand and foot lift. So you're really pushing down to lift up the other side. Use that low core. So maybe you use an exhale and drawing upwards. Good. Last one. The right hand and the left foot stay on the floor. Just kidding. You're going to switch. The other side. So the left hand and the right foot are on the floor. Slide the left foot back as you slide the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, peel the right heart open to the right. Good. Feeling that left glute stabilize. There you go. And then from here, on your exhale, reach the right hand forward. So now your chest is facing downwards. And you're going to step that left foot in and out. Maybe use your exhales to help you step that foot in. It doesn't have to make it all the way to your hand. Maybe it moves 6 inches. Yes. Feel these opposites help stabilize you. You can also make those boom noises in your head here. Last one, step that left foot back. Lower the left knee underneath the left hip and kick out that ankle behind you and slide the right foot into stargazer. So right toes face towards the back of your mat. Yeah, so all the way over here. Yeah, in line with that left knee. Yep, good. And right arm can reach up towards the ceiling or up and over that ear. Gaze is turning downwards. You can even let your left ear kind of fall towards your left shoulder. And breathe into this opening in the right side body. And then from here, the right hand comes to the floor. Step back into high plank. This time we're going to move counterclockwise. So the left hand will lift, then the left toes will lift, then the right toes, and then the right hand. Good. Trying to move as little as possible through your core, which is always fun. Good. And then go ahead and lower your knees. Lower slowly to the floor. This time, instead of locust with goalposted arms, we will still goalpost, but we're gonna do that pec stretch. So with your arms in goalpost, turn your head to the left, bend your left knee, slide your left hand underneath the left shoulder, and you can start to peel your heart open towards the left. And you can let that foot come up and over. We're doing the pec stretch, so your other way. So you're going to left hand underneath the left shoulder, left knee reaches up and over. Yep, yep, yep. So right elbow stays in a goalpost. Yep, and the left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. Goalpost that, yep, and then this hand comes underneath the shoulder, and then you push into the hand to help you. Yes. There you go. Yep. Now you feel it. Good. And on your inhale, come back to center and just do the same thing the other side. So goalpost your left arm, bend your right knee. Right hand comes underneath the right shoulder and press into the right hand to help that right foot come behind you. It's okay if it doesn't. Feel the low belly work in here too to help stabilize your lumbar spine. And then come back to center. Hands come underneath the shoulders, zip everything up, and at that very end of your exhale, use that to help you push up and back into down dog. Good. Finding that down dog with your bent knees, and then slowly tiptoe towards your hands. Drawing in that low belly, feeling like you're pulling up in those hip flexors. Yes, all of you are super tall right now. I love it. And then you slowly make it up to the top of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Shake it out. All right. 3 sun sal A's. So nothing too crazy, but I want you to think of like these sun sal A's, right? They're a series of ups and downs, and they're used with your breath. So see if you can make one movement, one breath, instead of multiple breaths. And if you can't, no big deal. Like, I'm not gonna force you to not breathe, but just notice, like, does your body want to inhale here? Does it want to exhale? Just kind of play around with that for 3. So, on your inhale, arms reach forward and up. Your exhale brings you down to the floor, but also back into plank and chaturanga. So that is one big exhale, lowering down. On your now we inhale, you find that upward facing dog or your baby cobra, it's up to you, tucking those shoulders in the back pocket. And then your exhales bring you up into down dog. You find one breath here, maybe siphoning up in that low belly. The past few weeks we've been doing that Uddiyana Bandha. Maybe you use that Uddiyana Bandha to help you step or jump forward. And then you use your inhale to rise you all the way up. And then you just have 2 more. So go at your own pace, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Listening to the breath. Paying attention to where your head is at. Trying to keep the back of the neck long. Yeah, you have 1 more after this. Yeah, so tuck your chin here, Liliana. Tuck, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know. That'll help protect that low back and make it not want to dip a little bit more. And we're gonna meet in down dog. Yeah, so yep, go ahead and meet in down dog. So from your down dog, working on these side bodies. So go ahead and turn your toes and knees to the left and sit your butt a little lower, keeping equal weight in both your hands, and then turn the toes and knees to the right, sitting your butt a little lower. So scrubbing out the side bodies because there has to be an equality and a balance to these two. Keep your butt higher, Colleen. Bend your knees more. Yeah, like you're in down dog. Yeah, so come, there you go. Now do the, yeah. So from here, we're gonna turn the toes and knees to the left, lift the left foot off the floor, and step it towards your hands and open up to the right for goddess. Yeah, yep. Slow transitions here. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Feeling that uplift of your pubic bone, the glutes working here. And then one at a time, we're just going to internally rotate one knee as if we were turning into like crescent lunge towards one corner of the mat, and then internally rotating the other. So just moving back and forth. So our hips also have to be in balance, right? But sometimes they're not. Yeah, make your stance a little bit. Yeah, closer, yeah. That way it's gonna pull less on the knees. Yes, good. And now you can add on to this movement. As you internally rotate the right knee, you can punch with the right hand, come back, and then as you internally rotate the left, punching towards that left corner. And just moving back and forth, picking up the toe if you need to, because sometimes we have sticky mats. Yes. Good. And then the last one, go ahead and punch towards the back of your mat. So you're internally rotating that left knee, punching with the left. And then from here, you might have to do a little bit of finagling, but you're gonna bring that left hand down to your mat, lower the left knee underneath the left hip, slide the right leg back. This time you're coming into modified side plank. So that ankle doesn't kick out as much, and the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. One of our main stabilizing muscles is being challenged right now, and you can challenge it a little bit more by lifting that right leg. Yes, feeling your pubic bone pull towards your nose here. Yeah, and then from here, big move, stepping the right foot forward towards that left hand, and then putting weight into the right foot to help you come up to stand, pull the left knee in towards your chest. And you can put your hands wherever you want. And then stepping the left foot back, left hand comes down, left knee comes down, back into modified side plank. Holding strong through that core, noticing where you need to breathe. Maybe exhaling, stepping that right foot forward. And then inhaling, coming up to stand, left knee to chest. Yes, you have one more. Left foot steps back, left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Right leg can be on the floor or lifted. Yeah, pull that, tuck that tailbone. There you go. And then step that right foot forward, come up to stand and knee to chest. Hold here and bring your right hand to your left thigh and press the two into each other. That left hand can be behind your back on your sacrum to make sure the pelvis, isn't overly or underly tucking. Good, last breath in. And then, as if we couldn't get more balance in our lives, slowly transition into warrior 3. So you're gonna feel a lot of heat about to develop here. Pressing through the base of that right big toe, and then bring your hands to your right thigh. You have 3 elevator slides. So sit back in the hips, slide the hands down towards the ankle. It doesn't have to make it all the way down there, just so you know. And then sliding it up. And if you find this challenging, you can also keep the left toes on the floor and do the same motion and get literally the same effect. Yeah. Good, last one. From here, we're going to lower the left toes to the floor and do a fake seated twist transition. So we're bringing the left thigh behind the right, come down to our butt and uncross the right. So now we're facing the front of the room. Yay. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands come down to the floor underneath the shoulders. Feel the shoulders pull together and the opening in the front. So we're opening here, this is a balance, and strengthening in the back. Engage the glutes and the core and lift your hips. Good. Good. You could probably walk your feet a little bit further away, Lisa. Yeah, there you go. And then lower the butt and then lift. So you have 2 more of those. Good. And then lower the butt from here. Just take a moment. So, you know, this is a physical and also mental practice. So I want you to envision yourself stepping into left standing L from here. So your right hand comes behind you, and just imagine how we're about to turn to the right and then step that left foot halfway to our hands. And then when you're ready, secure that shoulder on the back, engage the glutes to help you lift, step the left foot halfway forward, and then the right leg lifts for standing L. Good. Bend your left knee as much as you need to here. And this is where we start to feel that balance. So can you shift a little bit more weight forward into your hands and maybe off of that left heel, and then maybe you shift backwards. Maybe you shift forward, feeling that right glute help lift you. And then go ahead and step that right foot back, followed by the left for plank. And then go ahead and lower all the way. Inhale, baby cobra or locust. And then exhale, ground down, push up and back into downward facing dog. Woo, feel the bounciness, tangibility here. And then we're gonna do that other side. So start with those twists, toes and knees, turn to the right, bend your knees just a little bit, and then turn the toes and knees to the left. So try to keep equal weight in both your hands. That's the challenging part. Find your breath. And then go ahead and turn your toes and knees to the right. Lift that right foot up and step it forward towards your hands as you step, turn to the left for goddess. Yay! Hands come to the hip creases. Make sure the knees are in line with the first or second toes. And then start that internal rotation, knowing that you can add that punch now since we're used to that motion. Yes, crush it. Punch through it. Boom, boom, yeah. If you can imagine in the stream, we're gonna do this faster. So go ahead and punch with the right hand, lifting that right heel. Right hand comes to the floor, right knee comes to the floor, slide the left leg back into modified side plank. Gather your balance here. So, you know, the difference between stability and then that active movement. Good. Stepping the left foot towards the right hand, come up to stand, knee to chest. You can add that extra challenge by pressing the hand into the thigh and then hinging in that hip to help you bring the right hand to the floor, right knee to the floor. Move slowly, you have 2 more. Yes, good job, Colleen. Way to stabilize that right shoulder. Yeah, I know, the brain connection is happening. All right, here we go, last one, big moves. Siphoning up through that core to help you step the left foot forward, coming up to stand. Good. Press the right hand down, the left hand down into the right thigh. And then slowly transitioning into warrior 3. So bend that left foot, that left knee as much as you need to. Or you can always bring the right toes down to the mat. Good. And then you're going to bring the hands to that left thigh and slowly hinge the chest down and bring it up. So this is where, you know, we're challenging our balance. Our leg isn't moving, but because we're moving things around it, it's going to, you know, play tricks on it. Good. Last one. From here, those right toes land behind you. And we're gonna do that fake seated twist. So right fingertips come down, bring the right thigh behind the left as you transition to your butt, uncross the left leg. Hands come underneath those shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together first. Engage the glutes to help you lift up and then lower down. Good, root down through those feet. Keeping the head in line with the rest of the spine. Good, ground down through those toes. Last one, lower the butt. And then you're going to turn the left fingertips away from you. Envision that you're going to step into right standing L. So when you're ready, go ahead. Use your core to help you lift, turn, step the right foot. Yes! And then hands are underneath those shoulders. Good. Feel yourself. Maybe lift your right heel, keeping those hips level. So if you look at your toes right now, if they're turning out, try to get them to face down. Good. Almost done. Actually, we'll skip our vinyasa for this side. So go ahead and step the left foot next to your right. Use those glutes to inhale. Come on up. Exhale. Hands come to heart center. Shake it out. All right. Here we go. Last little sequence. It's not super big. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 movements. What? Okay, do you have questions before we continue? No? Okay, yeah, I'm glad it's fun. I had fun designing this class. I was like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Well, no, I won't ruin the surprise. There's a special song that's coming up that relates to the title, yeah. All right, last one. So we're gonna do some sun sal L. On your inhale, reach the arms forward, sit back into the hips, chair pose, Utkatasana. Yeah, so even here, pull in those ribs and tuck that tailbone down just a little bit. Yeah, and then there you go. Find that balance. Good. Hands come to the floor. Exhale. Step or jump back into high plank, and you can lower and do your chaturanga. And then on your inhale, your up dog or baby cobra. Feeling the shoulder blades pull down and back into your back pockets. Exhale, down dog. From here, inhale, left leg lifts to the height of the left hip. You can do a few hops here if you want to start working on that handstand dream. And then you're gonna step the left foot forward, lower the right knee underneath the right hip. Inhale, come up into that low lunge, yeah. And then feel that readiness, because we're going to turn to the right for side lunge. So lifting, turning to the right side lunge. Good, and then coming back forward, so stay low. Hands come to the floor, slide that left foot back. You can do another handstand hop here, and then we'll come up in left crescent lunge. Arms reach up. So right. Nope. So yeah, so it'd be like if you were just doing a hop here, and then the right toes land, and then the hands come up. Good, find your neutral pelvis here by bending that right knee just a little bit. Arms reach up. Left hand comes behind the back, right arm reaches. And maybe you do a little side bend here. Feeling the balance and what it takes to, put it all over on your left side. And then from here, inhale, come up to center and open up into warrior two. Take a breath in. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh. I guess it's gonna play now, surprise. From here, on your inhale, come on up, and you're gonna pivot all the way towards the back of your mat for dolphin. So hands come down. You can also do three-legged down dog, but lower those forearms, that right leg can lift. Dolphin, Colleen. There you go. That right leg can be lifted or both feet can be on the floor. Good, right foot comes down. Go ahead and lift the left. Good. And then from here, again, thinking in your brain, how are you gonna do this? We're gonna do skater hops. So that left foot is gonna step forward to help you turn to the right. So envision that, then do it. Step in the left foot forward. Help yourself lift and turn to the right, and then you start that little dance where right foot steps to the left foot steps to the right. Yeah, yep. You can add your hands, so feel that you're ready to move in each direction. You can make it like a dance. And then slowly, your right foot will step and help you turn towards the front of your mat. Inhale, arms reach up and sit back into Utkatasana. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Step or, jump back into plank and lower for your chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog, feeling the glutes engage, back of the neck is long, and then down dog. From here, the right leg lifts. You can do a few handstand hops off the left toe, or just step, yes, Lisa, step the right foot forward and lower the left knee to the floor, coming up into that modified crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. And then use that uplift to help you pivot to the left for left side lunge. Stay low as you turn towards the front of your mat. Hands land, slide the right foot back a little bit to help you do maybe another hop. And then you'll land in right crescent lunge. Yes. Arms reach up. Right hand comes behind the back, side bend to the right. Last breath in. Inhale, come up and then open up into warrior two. Feel that your feet are pressing your mat in separate directions. Take a breath in. On your exhale, reverse your warrior, opening up that right side body. Maybe your left ear falls to your left shoulder. Inhale, engage the core center. Exhale, right elbow to right thigh, left arm reaches. And then inhale, lift and pivot towards the back of your mat. Hands land, maybe the elbows land for dolphin. Good. Feeling the engagement here, looking at your toes. And then envisioning, we're coming into those skater hops. So the left foot will land, and then the right leg will lift. And then you'll step the right foot towards the elbows, towards the hands, and then pivot towards the left. And maybe you speed up your skater hops. Maybe you don't. Maybe you still make them a dance. And then come towards the front of your mat. Shake out. All right. Stream time. The stream. So now we're going to add it all together. No. No, that's the other S word. All right.
We add this all together now?
Yep. I'm going to put on... There's... You do.
We still love you.
You did, yeah. It's starting to wane. Let me, want to add a song before we go. So go ahead and just stand here for a moment. You can close the eyes and just notice, how your body is receiving energy from the ground and how you are breathing. Recognizing that they are a balance. And then on your inhale, reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, sit back in the hips and go ahead and bring the hands to the floor. This is where that opposite hand and knee lift comes into play. So as you lift opposite hand and knee, maybe you touch the hand to the knee and press the two in towards each other as you move back and forth. And maybe you feel that deep gut feeling. And then last one, so ending up with the right hand down and the left foot down, go ahead and step the right foot back. Right hand can slide underneath that right shoulder. The left arm reaches forward this time. On your exhale, you can pull the elbow to knee and then reach them apart. And keep doing that, and your foot never has to touch the floor unless you absolutely want it to. Here we go. I'm going to do Eye of the Tiger to finish this. Last one, pause. Lower your right knee underneath the right hip. Kick out that ankle. Slide the left foot into that stargazer. Good. So left foot can be down. Yeah, and then you can bend the right knee. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa's just making it extra super challenging. This is supposed to be relaxing, Lisa. And then from here, go ahead and come into plank. Yep, left hand comes down, left toes come down. Good, plank. From here, now instead of going in a circle, we're gonna do opposite hand and foot lifts. So, again, it's optional. You don't have to do it. You can also do it in your quadruped. Yeah. You still feel that challenging. Try not to move through your core. Good. Last one, regular plank. Lower your knees. Lower slowly. Break is coming. You can interlace your fingers behind the back on top of that sacrum. Feel the shoulder blades pull together here. Engage that core and inhale, lift up into this locust pose. Good. You can lift the legs as well, but make sure the glutes are helping support this action. And then on your exhale, hands come underneath the shoulders. Push up and back into down dog. Coming up onto your tippiest of tippy toes. And then, guess what? We're gonna tiptoe forwards and backwards. So you're only gonna do this a total of 1.5 times. So forward is 1, backwards is 2, and then you bring it all the way forward. Lower the heels, and on your inhale, you reach up. On your exhale, we have those swings. So as you sit back, swing the arms back, exhale everything out, and your inhales bring you up. Exhale. You can add the jumps in here if you want to when you inhale. You don't have to, but really exhale forcefully. Let it out. Yes. Try to land with softness. Last one, reach it up. Maybe come up onto your tippy toes. Find your balance between both sides. Lower your heels, exhale, hands to hips. And then step it open to the right for goddess. Good. So when we did this, we did one at a time. This time we're gonna do both. So slowly sit back in your hips and bring the fingertips to the floor or blocks. And then from here, you'll straighten the legs and turn the toes forward, not locking out the knees though. And then bend the knees and turn the toes out and sit in the hips. So you're just going back and forth, scrubbing out those hip joints. Really picking up in that low belly. And then guess what? Guess what we're gonna do here? So legs go straight, and then walk your hands a little bit more forward, and maybe you come up onto your toes and put more weight into your hands as if you were to do a handstand press. Woo! And maybe you challenge yourself by lifting a toe, not both toes, just a toe. And then from here, lower your heels. Turn towards the back of your mat, lower the left hand underneath the left shoulder, left knee underneath the left hip for modified side plank. Slide that right leg back. So from here, we're doing that knee to chest, and you can add a hop and know that you can turn this modified side plank into a regular side plank. So when you're ready, inhale. And then on your exhale, step the right foot forward and come on up. And then step it back, and you can also just step back into regular side plank. We're feeling balanced. Yes, yes. Good. And then your last one, step that right foot forward. Come on up. Hold that left knee into your chest. There you go, Lisa. Engage that core. There you go. Come on up. Ooh, this is a little bit too loud. Go ahead and grab onto your left knee with your right hand and open up to the left for standing twist. Good. Right hand to left knee. There you go. Good. Peeling your heart open to the left. Good. Gently release that left knee. Let the left toes travel towards the back of your mat behind you. Pivot all the way towards the front of your mat. Hands land. You can try some handstand hops here or stay in standing L, challenging your weight to go forward into your fingertips. Yes, Colleen. Feel that exhale, that low belly pull up to help you lift up. Woo!
I landed softly.
You did. You landed very softly and gracefully. All right. That's the first time. From here, you're going to tuck the right thigh behind the left, come into seated twist. Woohoo, break.
I let my core go.
You let your core go. How dare you? So left leg, you can kick out the right leg if you need to. And we're just gonna do some seated twist punches here. Use your exhales. Good. From here, we're gonna turn 270 degrees towards the back of our mat for dolphin. So you're gonna, since we're low, we're starting low, we're staying low, turning, pivoting all the way, lowering down onto the elbows, and that right leg will lift. Good. And now you can practice the idea of a funky dolphin. So you can lean into that left shoulder and bring that right hand to the floor in line with your right elbow. So you look, yeah, like that. That's hard. Yes. Good. Last but not least, go ahead and step that right foot forward. Open up to warrior two. Woo! Reverse your warrior. Let your head come along for the ride. Inhale. Exhale, variation. Inhale, come up and slowly transition into your skater hops. And these skater hops are gonna be in a circle. So we're gonna travel in a counterclockwise fashion, challenging our balance as we step all the way, and then you'll make it towards the front of your mat. Inhale up, shake it out. Woo! Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna go over on time. So I will understand if you have to leave at 10. We have one more side and we'll be done. I just wanted to do everything. All right, here we go. Questions before we move on? No? All right, let's do this. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in your hips, hands come to the floor. We're doing that opposite hand and knee lift. So you can also touch the opposite hand to your opposite knee. Yes, yes. Really push down into the heels of your hands to feel that energy come up. Good. And we'll end up with the left hand and the right foot down. Slide the left leg back. Reach the right arm forward. Good. From here, you can exhale, pull the elbow to the knee, and then reach them apart. You can keep the left leg lifted the whole time, or you can touch it to the floor. Good. Last one. Go ahead and lower the left knee underneath the left hip. Kick out that ankle. Slide the right foot into that warrior two-like position. Right arm reaches up and then over the ear. Yeah, there you go. Feeling those glutes kind of help stabilize you here. The calm before the storm. One more breath. And then exhale. Right hand comes down. Step back into plank. From here, you're going to do that opposite hand and knee lift, or you can do that in quadruped, Or yeah, yep. Or you could do the 1 foot, 2 foot, red foot, blue, one fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. I think it is. We're gonna do 1 foot, 2 foot, red foot, blue foot. Good. Go ahead and lower your knees. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, you can do locust with your fingers interlaced or just regular locust. Stabilizing from your core to help you lift that body. They can, yeah. Good, and then go ahead, lower. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Push up and back into down dog. From here, now you can do that tiptoe forward and backwards, or if you would like to hop forward and backwards, you can do that a few times. Yeah, landing with a lightness, using that low core to slow you down. Last one, hop towards your hands or tiptoe it forward towards your hands, lower the heels, inhale, arms help you reach up, exhale it all out. Inhale up, exhale back. And even if you aren't jumping, you can maybe play around with lifting up onto your toes. Let it all out. Let it out. Last one. Arms reach up. Exhale, lower the heels. Hands come to hips. Open up to the left for goddess. Stabilizing here. And then you can bring the hands to the floor and straighten and bend your knees. So turning the toes forward and then outwards. Drawing up in the low belly, yep. And then toes go straight, have a little softness in your knees, lean your weight over into your hands, maybe come up onto your toes, maybe you lift the other toe. Oh, hello, that's hard. And then lower your heels, turn towards the back of your mat, right hand lands, right knee lands, coming into modified side plank. You have that knee to chest movement and you have 3 of them. So step the left foot forward, come up to stand, pull the right knee in. You can even make contact with that thigh and then step it back, right hand, right knee comes down. Maybe you come into regular side plank. Yes. Step the left foot forward. Yes. Good. Yes. And then you can also hop. You have 1 more and we'll come up into that standing twist. Good. Coming up, right knee comes into the chest. Left hand grabs onto that right knee. Peel your heart open to the right. Feeling yourself push down through the floor to help you lift up. Good. And then slowly release that right leg and it'll transition all the way towards the mat behind you. Pivot towards the front of your mat for standing L on the right leg. Hands land and you can do some hops here on that right leg. Yep. Yes. Do you want to float up? I can catch you. There you go. Good. And then go ahead and bring that right leg down. You're coming into seated twist. So tuck the left leg behind the right, come down. You'll be facing this way though. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You just came down from a handstand high. You can kick the left leg out if needed and just punch through. Get clear all the stuff out. Last one. From here, coming into dolphin. So you're going to turn 270 degrees to the right towards the front of your mat. And then you stay low. I did that wrong. Yeah, I did. Sorry, we had to go to the left. So it's okay. We're all at the back of the mat. This is what I get for. And then the hands land, and then the left leg lifts. Heck. Drawing up in that low belly. You can practice with doing funky forearm balance with the left hand in line with the right elbow. Good. lower the left toes, and you're gonna step them forward for warrior two. Almost done. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, center. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Really push the feet apart. Inhale, lift, and start your skater hops in a clockwise fashion. This is our like reward. We're done. We're dancing.
Shoulders are tighter.
Yeah. Good. And then pause at the top of your mat. So we have these feet that carry us, but we spent a lot of time on our hands because that helps get us deep into our core. Once we become these modern day human beings, we just stop using our core because we don't really have to. And getting on the hands is a way to help balance all of the work that our feet do. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back in the hips, hands come to the floor. And then slowly transition onto your back, however you want to. Bringing the knees into your chest. And just rocking left to right. If you feel there's anything you need to add to your practice before we finish it, you may add it on. Or if you would like to go right into Shavasana, please go ahead and do so. Understanding the ending of this balance here, in order to, receive energy, we also need to relax. This is our final form of a balance. No more boom booming, just a lot of exhaling and relaxing. Palms face up away from the body. Legs can be about mat distance apart. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Acknowledging here that you really kicked butt today. And before we even begin to start moving, just doing a body scan and acknowledging those curves of the body again, starting with your heels, recognizing that it is a kyphotic shape. It is touching the floor and then receiving upwards. The Achilles pulls away, the calves touch, the knees pull away, the hamstrings and glutes touch, the low back pulls away. The chest touches, and then the neck pulls away. All the way to the top of our head. It is a balance from head to toe. So we can receive energy upwards from the ground and not feel like we're walking like stick people. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, turning the head left and right. Slide your left foot underneath the left knee, right foot underneath the right knee. On your inhale, reach the arms up and over, drawing in more oxygen and then feeling that exhale out, letting that CO2 go. And then bring your knees into your chest. In your own way, come on up to a seated position. Hands coming to heart center. Lightly press your palms in towards one another. We as human beings are also a balance. We are built with not only strength, but also grace to control that strength. May you be balanced with these two throughout the rest of this day and also your week. Thanks for coming and doing boom boom balance with me. Namaste. Yeah.